welcome to Inspire TV. I'm Pam Ross. You know, we're all about joining the journey of believers who have received and acted on divine inspiration. I'm dressed in my patriotic best because I'm outside of the Veterans Cafe and Grill here in Maryville, Indiana. This organization, this restaurant, it's not just dedicated to veterans, it's run by veterans. You're going to hear their inspiring story when we come back. You're watching Inspire TV.
Hello, I am Gracie Mason from Uniquely Sorrel. Thank you so much for tuning in to Dr. Pam's Inspire TV. Did you know Dr. Pam is a blogger? Make sure to tune in to Mentoring Moments 1 Minute Blog and Vlog. Text to Pam Ross blog to 22828. Back to Inspire TV.
Hey, welcome back to Inspire TV. I'm Pam Ross, and as promised, we are here inside the Veterans Cafe and Grill in Maryville, Indiana, and I'm here with you've got a lot of hats, you got a lot of titles. Should I call you the boss? Should I call you?
Bessie is fine.
Bessie is fine. This is Bessie Hitchcock, and she is one of the directors here at the restaurant, but also the overall picture of how this whole amazing organization and restaurant came to pass is just phenomenal. We were saying before the cameras came on, I remember when this was just a dream, and we were talking about opening this restaurant and calling it the Veterans Cafe and Grill, but we like to get a little bit of your backstory. So tell us about your background, a little bit of your background, and how you have a heart for vets in the military.
Well, thank you, Pam. I really appreciate you having me on.
Yes.
Just a little background about myself. I'm a pastor. I was a pastor for like 12 years in Chicago, Illinois. I married him. My husband is a military Marine from Vietnam, veteran.
Oh, okay.
So, he's always had a heart for the veterans. And so when we got married, he told me about all the veterans being homeless. So,
really?
So basically what I said to him, oh no, there's no such thing. Because the two words do not go together as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Veterans and homelessness. But in 2009, as we did a study and research, at the time we found out there was like 165,000 homeless veterans any given night over the United States.
Wow. 165,000.
At the time.
Wow, amazing.
On any given night. Therefore, we started the search of looking for a center and for a program to actually help the veterans because he had a heart for that. And once I found out that was so true, it brought me into really to undergird him and to help him to establish and open up a center for homeless veterans, a transition home in Gary, where we house over 31 veterans. And over the last 6 years or so, we've housed over 300 and some homeless veterans.
Wow.
And just in January, we were actually great and happy to say we put 23 veterans into permanent housing.
Oh, that's fantastic. I've been to that home. It's an absolutely beautiful place, and I agree with you. I remember taking my children years ago, and they came to do Thanksgiving dinner.
Right.
And I said to the girls, we're going to help Miss Bessie, and we're going to serve Thanksgiving dinner to homeless veterans. And they said exactly what you said. Why are there homeless veterans?
Right.
Shouldn't we take care of them? And so the restaurant really started off, or was birthed out of, the home. Other than housing, what other services do you provide?
We do counseling. We help them to go back to school. We help them get their benefits. We make sure that they get to all of their doctor's appointments. And we try our best to help them reunite with their families.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Within the last 7 years, we've had at least 2 of our veterans that have gotten their master's degrees, which we're so honored to say that. We also help the mom get her children back. Wow. And we've seen husbands reunite with their families.
That is fantastic.
So we do a full service in helping our veterans.
Do they have counseling to deal with some of the psychological issues that occur from being on active duty?
Yes, because a lot of our veterans are suffering with PTSD. They're not all alcoholics and drug addicts. They're not. There are just so many things that happen within the time that they were, serving in the military.
Yeah.
Therefore, we make sure that they get the counseling and, go to their day programs at the VA. Matter of fact, we make sure that we transport them if they have an appointment, so they won't miss their appointments.
Yeah. Well, you've had some tremendous success with Veterans Life Changing Services. I, for one, I'm proud of the work you do. How can we, I know the viewers want to check it out, so where can we find Veterans Life Changing Services online?
Well, you can go to www.veteranslifechangingservices.org.
Okay, and you're right here in Northwest Indiana, you're in Gary, Indiana.
We're in Gary, Indiana.
Okay.
Matter of fact, Pam, before we opened our center, it wasn't anything like this in Northwest Indiana.
Wow.
If they needed service, they had to go to Lafayette, Indiana, or to Chicago.
Wow, so it was much, much needed.
Much.
And you've gotten a lot of press. How's the community supporting the center?
Well, we've been very blessed because a lot of the American Legions, the DAV, and the motorcycle clubs, they've truly been supporting us. A lot of the communities, like Community Hospital, you know, the women clubs, Monster, a lot of organizations have been really supportive to us.
That's wonderful.
So we're thankful.
That is wonderful. Do you have any immediate needs or ways if people want to get involved, they want to help out? How can we do that?
Well, they can also always come to 501 West Ridge Road, where we're located in Gary. We accept volunteers. One of the things right now we don't need, because we're so thankful, so many people have donated clothes, so we got a wonderful clothes closet already for our veterans. But things like food, toiletries, netting for our beds. We have all twin beds, so you know, any twin sheets or anything of that nature, we can always use stuff like that. And they love to eat, and because we feed them 3 hot meals a day.
Wow.
So food, especially meat, you know, the cost of meat.
Yes.
So things of that nature.
So speaking of food and them loving to eat, you cook for them there.
Sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah, they come here.
and they come here.
Yes.
So how did this? Well, when we come back, I'll let you tell us when we come back because I know it's a longer story.
Okay.
But when we come back, I want you to tell us how we went from having a home, to provide housing and counseling and care and connection for these vets, which they so desperately needed and greatly deserve, to suddenly you're serving the whole community, not just the veterans, but anybody who's hungry can come. We're going to hear that inspiring story when we return. You're watching Inspire TV. I'm Pam Ross.